Hi, welcome to Monday. As you can see, I've cut off all my hair in a moment of panic and anxiety. This happens quite frequently throughout the year, and typically it's fueled by the insane heat that my hair traps inside my head, hence the anxiety, anxiety and panic. So I buzzed it off last night, and I feel squeaky clean, like Mr. Clean, and it's kind of how I look right now. So we'll see what hairstyle I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to stay away from the mohawk for a little bit. So let's dive right into the podcast. But before I do that, I wanted to give you my quick review about the Katy Perry concert in Denver, Colorado. Fun fact, she was in Paris, France the day before she arrived in Denver on Thursday. She was there in Paris on Wednesday for Paris Fashion Week or something like that. And I saw the pictures and the headlines. And I'm like, Katy Perry stuns in Paris, France. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Wait, she's coming to Colorado tomorrow, right? So my cousin's wife Tanya and my other cousin Patrick, we had a blast. And when they arrived from DIA, I was like, Tanya, did you hear anything about Katy Perry maybe not coming tonight? Because she was literally in Paris like just a few hours ago. And she goes, I haven't heard anything. And we showed up to the Ball Arena. It used to be the Pepsi Center. And the show from beginning to end, no skips, all hits, and Katy Perry is in the best shape of her life that she's ever been. She's fit. She was running. She was sprinting. She was doing acrobatic work. She was doing one-handed push-ups. This show had everything. The graphics were insane, and she sang all the hits. I didn't sit down for about 2 hours, and it was absolutely epic. Katy Perry, I love you. You put on a phenomenal show. Thank you for doing that. So that's my review. So let's dive right into the podcast. So on the heels of Superman made over $212 million at the box office this past weekend. This is the new James Gunn-led reboot for the DC studios. A lot of people were kind of skeptical at first with David Cornsweet becoming the new Superman. If you don't know him, he's got backgrounds in different roles. I remember him from Pearl. He played Pearl's love interest, who she ended up killing. But even in that film, he kind of looked like a Clark Kent kind of style character. And fun fact, James Gunn said that's where he noticed David Cornsweet as well. And I thought that was so cool because I'm like, look, we both thought the same person could have been Superman, and here he is, killing it at the box office. To me, the film was the best version of Superman that I've seen to date, aside from the Christopher Reeve films, because I was a little boy when those came out, and a very special place in my heart for the limited TV series called Superboy, which came out when I think I was like 7 or 8 years old. And anyway, I just think the Superman was absolutely epic. It was so well done. James Gunn did a phenomenal job, and I can't wait for part 2. So speaking of Superman, the 1978 Superman tops a list of the best superhero movies of all time. So people are going to the OG favorite, followed by The Dark Knight. Interesting choice there. I don't care for that one. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Love that one. And the new Superman comes in at number 26. So lots of superhero movies on that list. A list of celebrities who did background work before making it big include Lady Gaga on an episode of Sopranos, Elijah Wood on Back to the Future 2. He must have been a little boy when that came out because he and I are the same age. Benicio del Toro in a Madonna video. Didn't you know that? That's crazy. Larry David will star in a new HBO sketch comedy series about American history. I have to imagine that's going to be really funny. Larry David is hilarious. Shout out to JP from comics.fm because he lent me Curb Your Enthusiasm seasons. Very, very funny show. It's being produced by Barack and Michelle Obama. Well, hello. My goodness. Look how the tides have turned. Rick Springfield was being interviewed for the Today Show when host Craig Melvin yawned. Rick asked, am I boring you? But he really wasn't offended. He laughed it off. And here's the thing. When a wave of tiredness gets you, it doesn't mean you're bored. It just means your body's trying to capture oxygen. So remember that. Justin Bieber surprised fans by releasing his 7th album on Friday. He just dropped it. It's called Swag. Sources say it's, quote, darker and more vulnerable and less polished than his other previous albums. It's in no way depressing though, but he's kind of showing an intimate look about his life. And what's interesting is he and Hailey Bieber are in the artwork for the album and the visuals. So I think they're together. I don't know what's going on. I feel like they have been hit and miss, but she's standing by her man's side for this brand new album, so we'll see what happens. I listened to a few of the tracks. It's not for me, but I'll give it a go because it's Justin Bieber, and I want to support him. Black Sabbath guitarist Tony Lamy says drummer Bill Ward looked like Gollum when he took his shirt off. But he just doesn't care. He just goes on and does what he wants. That's always been Bill, a.k.a. Gollum. Speaking of Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne and some chimps created 5 paintings together to raise money for Save the Chimps. He also announced a memoir called Last Rites, which comes out October 7th. Fun fact, Last Rites is also the name of the new Conjuring film, which comes out September 5th. So that should be pretty epic. And I'll leave you with a cool hack that I found from TikTok. This is a viral hack, and normally I wouldn't share this stuff, but take it with a grain of salt because it is TikTok. A math professor, so there's your credibility right there, shared a hack TikTok viral video on how to cool down a hot car very fast. He said, first, roll down your passenger side window, then open and close your driver's side door 4 or 5 times. The test showed that it dropped the inside temperature around 20 degrees in just a few seconds. So there you go. The more you know. And with these heat waves that keep, making me buzz my head off and all that stuff and people getting heat stroke here and there, my goodness, you got to do what you can to stay cool. That's the Popcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. Happy Monday. Welcome to the work week. I hope you have a successful work week, and I hope something good happens to you. So there you go. And I can't leave you without a brief message from my sponsor, CS Custom Blinds. CS Custom Blinds. They are Colorado owned for your Colorado home. Bree and Pete are some dear friends of mine, and they're local business owners, 15 plus years strong right here in this community. They control what they make in terms of using American-made products, which means they control the price. So they're going to get you the best value and the best products for the most bang for your buck. And if you're worried about budget, don't be. Whether you're talking about blinds, shutters, or shades, the possibilities are endless on how you can make your home more energy efficient and how you can make it over and kind of make it this brand new sanctuary and falling in love with your home all over again. And window coverings can do just that. And they serve multi-purposes. They do offer 0% financing options if you were concerned about budget. And here's also another cool factor about them. They are an authorized dealer of Sunsetter. Sunsetter is a retractable awning experience in which you kind of install this really cool bad boy Sunsetter awning that is retractable in an outdoor space that is kind of a little bit too hot in the summer. Maybe you've got an outdoor space like most people do in Colorado. Our homes typically face the west or east, depending on what side. But at some point of the day, that space is going to get hot and you're going to not want to use it. And guess what a Sunsetter does? It allows you to reclaim your space all over again, your outdoor space specifically. You get to enjoy the mountain views. And speaking of that TikTok hack where things cool down about 20 degrees, the same thing can happen under a Sunsetter. You get to enjoy the shade a little bit more, and it's cooler and it's manageable. And guess what? You've invested in your home and you're happier using your new space. So life is better under a Sunsetter is what the phrase says. Call today for your free home estimate, 719-344-2799, or visit them online at cscustomblinds.com. CS Custom Blinds, Colorado owned for your Colorado home. Now, I've got to figure out what the heck to do for work because my head's shaved.